Earth. You got a copy? Who we got out there today? Anybody? Hey, Spencer. Yeah, I had a deep sea diver, a professional deep sea diver contacted me to correct me on my analogy, where I used the analogy of the bends. When someone goes into a depth that's beyond their capacity to deal with, they suffer a type of illness that's called the bends. Well, that's not correct. That's the opposite. The bends is when someone's ascending to the surface too fast, and then it messes with their head. Nitrogen-Narcosis is the correct term for someone who's out of their depth in deep sea diving. So I'm going to use that term for when people get out of their depth with correct sentence structure and they start acting erratic. Nitrogen-narcosis. What happened? Did the feed drop or something? Are you able to hear me? I was talking and I looked down and it said something went wrong or something. And so I don't know if I got cut off or what. Anyways, I'm going to use the term nitrogen-narcosis for the condition of state when someone is out of their depth while traveling through the quantum grammar domain. And I definitely see this all the time with, well, actually, quite frankly, with RJG. I see it happening now that I know what it is. But I just did a stop and correct video on that, which, I mean, come on. How many people do stop and correct videos? I have no problem doing it because I really do try to cultivate humility, and whenever someone shows me that I am wrong about something and they show me why I'm wrong and they show me how to fix it, I definitely stop and correct and fix it. And I do it in the public, and I give them credit for correcting me. I don't think there's too many people out there who do that. I'm trying to figure out how to do this stream and at the same time do the other stuff I have to do. All right. Well, Spencer, since you're here, wow, the feed keeps dropping. I don't understand why. I might have to abandon ship here. I might have to abort this. It doesn't seem to be working. That's a funny term and condition. Yes, indeed it is. I'm gonna see if I can get a headphone here and use that. Maybe that'll work. Get a headset. All right, Spencer, check 1, check 2. Can you hear me, Spencer? Can you hear me all right? Hello, copy Spencer. Spencer, you got a copy? ¿Me escuchas? Earth, got a copy. Anybody got a copy? Can anybody hear me out there on this live stream? Can you hear my audio? Please put a yes in the comments. So I'm going to drop this. Okay, 10-4. Awesome. So I'm going to go into an explanation on some of the other possible services that I can offer besides teaching grammar. And this goes for and is intended for only those people who have a sufficient knowledge level of grammar and also have a sufficient knowledge level of what it is they might be getting themselves into by challenging the fiction system in an aggressive fashion. So I'm just going to start talking. I'm going to put the phone in my pocket and talk through this headset and do what I'm going to do and share this knowledge. Okay. First and foremost, if you're going to challenge a fiction entity, like what we could consider a dangerous entity, and get into a situation where you could possibly go to prison, go to jail, have a house taken away from you, have property taken away from you, you must have 100% closure on the grammar to be safe, to be 100% safe. If you go into a situation like that without closure on the grammar, you don't have 100% closure on the grammar, the percentage of closure that you have on the grammar is probably the percentage of failure that you will experience if you don't have 100% closure. If you're in a situation where, for example, you have already had something taken away from you, it's probably too late to do anything about it with correct sentence structure. I'm just being straightforward with it. This is something that you have to get what they call nip it in the bud. You have to get it before that happens. You have to implement it before that happens. And one of the ways to do that is to go back and find the original nativity document that was sent that initiated the whole process of an entity, for example, trying to take your property away from you, or trying to take a motor vehicle away from you, or something like that. Keep in mind, please keep in mind, this is all theoretical for educational and entertainment purposes only. If you have a house and there's a mortgage on it, and you sign the contract, the fiction contract, to pay the mortgage, and you don't perform on your end of the contract, you don't perform on those payments, who's in the wrong? Same thing with, property and things like that. Now, if someone's trying to come and take the property from you because of tax reasons, that's different. You have to nip that in the bud before, like the very first thing they send you, like if you don't pay taxes on something, the very first letter that gets sent or warning, that's the one you have to get. And that's where you have to, commandeer the vessel and create your correct sentence, structure, communication, parsing, syntax, grammar, document, contract, postal vessel, court venues, and file it in and all that stuff. That's when you have to do it. You can't wait until the last minute, because by then it's probably too late. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. There's no doubt. It doesn't hurt to try. But it works best if you get it right off the bat. I know this stuff works because while I've never done like a property case or a mortgage case specifically myself, I know those who have, and I know those who have been successful at it. But then again, I also know people that are, one guy that's doing 23 years in prison because of a mortgage case that he lost. So to get back to the original point, what I was talking about, I do offer services like that where I help people to create correct sentence structure, communication, parsing, syntax, grammar, documents, dealing with things like that. But it doesn't help if, it's not going to help anybody if the person I'm helping doesn't have closure on the grammar. That's not to say they won't be successful. That's just to say that the chances of success greatly increase if you have closure on the grammar. Like I get people that send me stuff all the time. They send me like 10 to 15 page things. Hey, Jason, can you syntax this for me, please? Jason, I'm in the middle of a divorce. You help me. They're trying to take my house from me. They're trying to take my children from me. Can you help me? In those situations, no, I really can't help you. The only thing I can help you with is learning the grammar. It's sort of a touchy thing. But if you do know the grammar, or if you at least have a rudimentary closure, sufficient enough to pass the test that I give, then yeah, I will help you. That is another contract. I'll write up a contract for that particular specific service, and we'll move forward with getting whatever it is that you want done. But first, those terms and conditions must be met. Like, I can count online several different cases historically that David-WYNN Miller helped people with, where he wrote the documents, he wrote a quo warranto for them, and the individual that he was helping did not have closure on the grammar, and it had absolutely no effect, and the people ended up in jail or were not successful. And the reason was because the people didn't know the grammar. It's not like a magic silver bullet. And I've said this, I feel like ad nauseum, I've said this. There are people that David-WYNN Miller wrote documents for, and they failed because, number one, they didn't write the documents. If you don't write a document, you are not the authority of that document. If I write you a document and I give it to you and you take it to a court or something, it's not going to do anything for you because you didn't write it. Therefore, if you are not the author of it, you don't have authority of it. I'm the author, I'm the authority. So in order for it to have any type of success or chance of success, the author would have to be there. The authority would have to be there. I just don't think people realize this. Or like the poor RJG follower who got pulled over by the cops for whatever reason. I think the license plate, the light for his license plate was out or something. His name was Mitchell Smith. And he's in there on camera saying, oh, this is a live life claim. This is from the chief judge of the Supreme Court, meaning Russell J. Gould. He's trying to say that this is blah, blah, blah. And you know what that got him? That got him a night in jail. Oh, my bees are doing orientation flights. Had 4 hives. Split 2 of them. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hives. But anyways, yeah, he ended up going to jail because he was trying to use an appeal to an authority, which is a logical fallacy. That's why I don't participate with that type of thing. I always try and encourage people to be their own authority, to learn the grammar for themselves, really put the work in and learn it. And it's not an easy process, and it's not a short process. And I think that's why most people turn away from my method of doing it. They're looking for an easier way, a quicker way, a faster way, a one-size-fits-all way. But there is no such thing, by my knowledge. Now, keep in mind, folks, I'm not looking at my phone right now, so I don't know if anybody's commenting or if anybody's even listening or watching. But that's why, I respect and take my hat off to someone like Colin Spencer, who has, he possesses the motivation and tenacity to learn this stuff and really stick with it. Because it ain't easy. It is not easy. It is not simple. I'm sure once it clicks in his head, like riding a bike clicks in your head, I'm sure he's just going to smack his forehead and be like, oh my gosh, this was so simple. Why didn't I see this before? But until you reach that point, it can be pretty, white knuckle type of stuff. I definitely went through it years ago. And that, that too, some people are very serious about studying. They come in all full of vigor and motivation. And then they hit the first bump. They hit the first sign of difficulty or huge challenge or real, bad screw up. And it discourages them. They quit. Which is probably for the best. Because if they hadn't hit that challenge that made them quit, and they would have continued on, then what if they would have been put in a situation under duress and then been challenged? Then they don't have a choice. Then something bad happens. So this technology definitely weeds out those people who are not cut out for it. 1% of the 1% of the 1%. Nothing cultivates humility like picking up dog shit. All right, I'm going to set this down. I'm going to open up my phone and see what we got going on in the viewer comment bin. See what's going on in the VCB. Thank you, XR Peaky Blinder AR, coming with the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate that. I appreciate anybody, and I'm very thankful for anyone who does things like that, because it's like a token of what you put in is what you get out. I've put this channel here, and now I can say that's over 600 videos, because it is over 600 videos on here, for free to the public. And if you think enough and value the content and learn stuff from the content and watch the content, and you return the value in some sort of way, in some token of appreciation or gratitude, like AR did, then my hat's off to you. I know that you know what it means to cultivate the rule one, rule equal. Because Lord knows, or Odin knows, or whomever knows, that there are lots of folks out here to feel that everything should be free. And they just take, and never give. They come on your channel to criticize you, talk about stuff they don't know about, but they don't ever think to try and maintain rule one, rule equal. It's funny. I watch YouTube channels that have nothing to do with grammar. Like what do you watch on YouTube? Besides this, hopefully. Like right now, and for the past month or so, my favorite YouTube channel has been Tom Bukovac's channel. Tom Bukovac is I'll just say it here. He is my favorite guitar player of all time. And he's the most skilled, the best guitar player of all time, I think. Before you say, oh, Jason, what about Jimi Hendrix? Or Jason, what about Yngwie Malmsteen? Or whatever name you're going to say. Listen to me. Tom Bukovac is a session guitar player, been playing for 30 years. He's from Cleveland, Ohio. He can play Yngwie Malmsteen. He can play Jimi Hendrix. He can play Stevie Ray Vaughan. But can Yngwie Malmsteen play Tom Bukovac? The answer is no, probably. If you've ever heard him play, he has a very unique style. He uses a lot of bends and he uses a lot of open strings while he's playing. And I've never heard anyone that sounds like him. It's just amazing. Anyways, that's my favorite YouTube channel right now. I watch that. I watch a lot of bee stuff. My wife and I both watch a lot of bee stuff. My wife likes to watch a lot of stuff about solar flares. We like to watch about astrology. And of course, I like to watch mixed martial arts stuff. Chael Sonnen's channel. He's always fun to listen to, although I don't always agree with him. The guy from The Darkness. I don't know if you know the singer for The Darkness, the band The Darkness. His name is Justin Hawkins. He's got a pretty good YouTube channel. And I watch these things and I get a lot of insight and inspiration and ideas for my own channel. Because these are content creators like me. And as I shared in the video I did on racism, I like to watch the prison genre, what they call the prison genre. And one of my favorites, and it's been one of my favorites of that genre for a couple years now, is Milk 7-4. Get this, Milk 7-4 is a white guy who was adopted into a black family when he was a baby in South Central LA. So he was raised around all blacks. And he's affiliated with the Hoover Crips, with the Hoovers, Figaro and all that. But of course he doesn't do any of that anymore. He's a YouTube content creator, and he went from like literally doing videos at work while he was a dishwasher, like in like 3-4 years, 5 years. He went from doing that to being a self-sufficient YouTube content creator. I bet that guy makes like 10 grand a month off of YouTube alone. He has over 100,000 subscribers. And I take inspiration from that because he like literally started from nothing and built a base, held a position, never changed his tune. And it's a really beautiful story, you know, it's pretty cool. Definitely we wouldn't run in the same social circles, but I'd shake the dude's hand. Let's see, what else do I watch? Of course, all the music channels having to do with Nashville. Groom Guitars down there. It's my favorite guitar store in the world is Groom Guitars in Nashville. I don't even bother to watch any of the conspiracy channels anymore. All the people that I used to hang out with are still stuck in the flat earth thing and all that goofiness. Or religion. Or QAnon, or the white hats, the black hats, the Trump, the deep state. Anyone who starts talking about stuff like that, I immediately turn the other way and be like, yeah, I got something I gotta do. See ya. All right, let's see here. Nothing good in life is free and easy. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's going on there? Spencer spamming the old comments. Silver content, economy, wealth creation related. Audiobooks like Master Key Society. Things that don't require a lot of eye time so I can earbud while working. And you. Wish Dad had one. Oh, no doubt, AR. No doubt. No doubt. That would be so awesome. I don't know if you watched, I think it's not this latest comments video, but I think the last comments video I did, I mentioned your father in there. Not his name, but his YouTube handle, Hulu2 or whatever. And I say, man, if this guy would create a YouTube channel, if he would have a podcast, it would be absolutely legendary. And I would like and subscribe to that stuff and share it all over the place. Crow 777, look out. Here comes Freeman. I used to watch a lot of crypto stuff, as AR probably knows. But that was because I was trying to learn about it. And then when, I kind of turned, it was exciting. And I got to say, it was like one of the funnest things I've ever done online is when I was buying shit coins. And, that group we were in, AR, and your friend, I think his name was David, was telling me how to use Trust Wallet and go in there and go through this or that. We'll call it a custom clearinghouse broker, where you transfer this coin into, man, I can't even think of the terminology now. It's been so long since I've done it. You transfer one coin into another coin, so then you can put it into your wallet. At one point, I think I had, what was it, helicopter shitcoin or something, but it was like worth $2,000. And then all of a sudden, bam, it dropped. It's like, oh, damn. But it's cool because I only put like $30 into it. It was no big deal. But it was fun. It was definitely fun. But I still do keep crypto in my portfolio. Don't touch it. Just leave it there. Bitcoin. Litecoin. XRP, of course. I've sat on that. Cardano. Doge. And then, of course, I bought Dash because of Manarino. He shut up about that pretty quick, didn't he, AR? But I do have it. It's like crypto is sort of like, to me, is it's just, well, it is just like gambling. Don't put anything into crypto that you're not willing to lose. Like, if you're putting your life savings into crypto, you're setting yourself up to be homeless. Don't do it. Only put in what you can afford to lose. I remember a Bitcoin millionaire, someone asked him, how would you advise someone to get into Bitcoin? And he said, just take like $5-10 out of every paycheck every 2 weeks and get Bitcoin with it. And do that all year long. And then the next year and the next year. Makes sense to me. I mean, seriously, doing that with Bitcoin, I think, has better odds of paying dividends than paying $5 or $10 every 2 weeks on a lottery ticket. Yeah, he dashed off the topic, no doubt. Hey, I don't know if you follow him anymore, AR, but I subscribe to his email newsletter. Did you know that that dude drag races cars? Like, he has a Hemi Cuda, and I think he has a Hellcat. He has some pretty cool muscle cars out in Vegas. And sometimes he posts videos of him doing the quarter mile. But it goes into what he was advising about investments, like investing in tangible assets, investing in precious metals, investing in things like classic cars that increase in value, or classic instruments that increase in value. Like, I walk into Groom Guitars, like I was saying, it's my favorite guitar store in Nashville. There's a Telecaster, brand new 2023 American Professional 2 Telecaster, just $2,000. And then right next to it is a 1955 Telecaster for $4,500. So, what other tangible object increases in value the longer you have it, and you can still use it? You can actually play a guitar from 1955, play it, use it as a professional every day, and a year from now it will be worth more than what you bought it for. That's crazy. You can't do that with like a car. It's insane. Thanks, guys. This was a nice break. Little break from correct sentence structure. Pretty cool little chat. Thank you very much. It is my wife's birthday today, so I would like to send out to the cosmos a very happy birthday to my beautiful wife, whom I love with all my heart. Anjanette-Marie, Glass, period. Happy birthday. And that's who I'm going to talk to right now. So, hope everybody has a fabulous day. And I'll catch everybody on the flip side.